Hey there. Hello everybody and welcome back. So I've got it in my head that I'll be able to do a handstand soon. So I've been trying my luck at a handstand and I thought I'd come on here with my little things that I've learned. When I was looking online, there was two ways, and the first is to face a wall or a door, flick your legs up and use the wall as support and then straighten yourself and take your legs off. The other option is to face the wall, sat down with your legs straight in front of you and measure the distance between you, your legs, and then turn around and crawl up the wall with your feet and make like an L shape, a right angle, and then take one leg up and try and straighten up and then take the other one off. Those are the things that I was going off. So at first I was trying the one where you face away and you crawl up the wall, but I had to do that on my door because I quickly learned that we have no spare walls in this house. There is a piece of furniture at every location and there's no blank walls. I had to use my door, but my door is very slippy, so I was just like not getting very far. And then one day I was hanging off the sofa and I figured out that that can help you do a handstand. So basically I was putting my legs across the sofa arm and obviously my hands on the floor and trying to straighten up my back, taking one leg off at a time and trying to put more weight onto my hands, and that has actually progressed quite well. It's getting me used to having all that weight on my wrists and my arms. So at the moment that's what I'm doing, and I will check in later to see if I actually ended up learning a handstand. So this is the first installment and I hope I get to do it. Manifestation, positivity, get in there. And over to my colleague, future Emily. How am I looking, guys? I literally thought that I was never going to get this video out because I just didn't expect to be able to do a handstand after the struggles that I had, after the failed tactics and like having to change tactics. I thought it was never going to get done, but alas, I did it. I'm so pleased. Like, it might only be like 4 seconds or something, but it's still a handstand. People can probably still do them from childhood, so I'm just not one of those people. It's actually surprising how easy it was in the end, considering we're not meant to be upside down and we have legs for that, or most of us do. So as you can tell, I thought I'd absolutely cracked the art of handstands and like how to learn them the quickest. And I started off with that tactic of the sofa, as I mentioned earlier, and it was like the bane of my handstand learning. It was just such a terrible idea. I was making things like 10 times more difficult for myself, and I had to revert to the initial technique of just kicking your legs up. And honestly, as soon as I got over my irrational fear of kicking my legs up and just committed to it, it was just so easy to progress. Push the fear aside, just like, nah, forget about the fear. Get on with just trying this. Have people died from a handstand? Maybe. Have many people died from a handstand? Probably not. So commit to it. If you've committed to it, then you're unlikely to hurt yourself because you'll have your arms rigid, you'll be ready for it. You just get used to being upside down and you kind of get a feel for where you start balancing and stuff. One thing that I found held me back a little bit was the issue of straightening my legs. You absolutely need to straighten your legs, otherwise it makes it 10 times more difficult to balance. And I know my friend was trying to learn handstands at the same time as me. I've been messaging him and he said that that was what was also holding him back. So I did the typical like gymnast pose before doing the handstand, so I put my arms up, had straight legs and pointy toes, and that just like composed me and reminded me that when I get to the top they need to stay straight. So you start off with straight legs and they'll stay straight as you go up. I find that I do a lot better at the start of each session, so when your wrists aren't like tired, because obviously that's what you're using your hands and your wrists to actually balance. There's a lot of weight on them and they'll get tired and they'll perform not as good. It's not something that you can just put a whole chunk of time into at once. It's like learning a guitar. You pick it up for 5 minutes a day, at least at the beginning, until you've got stronger or your fingers have got harder. Consider putting something soft under your head, but also consider the fact that it'll be more difficult to balance if you've got something squishy under your hand. I say this because my arms caved at one point and I almost bumped my head really bad. I had to do a really slow motion controlled fall so that I didn't whack my head, and I could have really hurt myself. So be aware of that, keep your arms rigid so to avoid that. And maybe just have like a cushion under where your head's gonna be and have your hands on either side. I personally had my yoga mat, which probably made it harder to balance, but I just didn't want to whack my head, and that worked for me, so you could try that. So I think my longest one was actually 4 seconds, and that was with the support of the shed, so I lifted off from the shed. I actually did a few like 1 to 2 second ones of just kicking up and managing to not even hit the shed yet, like found my balance, and it comes naturally as soon as you like just keep going at it and keep trying. Your body will find that balance point, and I think that's incredible. I'm just so excited to keep trying and doing like longer ones. So this is something that I'm going to be doing like probably most days. Obviously I'm trying to learn a lot of things at once at the moment. Trying to do my splits as well, keeping on with my yoga daily, and I'll be going back out on the skateboard. I haven't done that yet. So I'll be very busy. But you know, like when you're able to do something, you don't want to not be able to do it. So I'll just have to keep every now and then whipping out a handstand. So I literally had like 6 inches off my hair, and I've styled it for the first time in like a few months, I'd say. Like I just do not even bother with my hair. I'm thoroughly enjoying this, and I just feel like I can flip it around a bit more without it getting tangled. As you can see in my handstands, I had it in a ponytail, and I was just like flipping it upside down, like, yeah, hell yeah, I don't need to brush this after. I used to have to brush my hair like 20 times a day, like literally. Every time it hit some wind, every time I did absolutely anything at all, and just like, well, maybe not quite. I want to keep these curls in for a bit longer. Are you Piggy Smalls? You gonna make an appearance? Huh? Did you eat all your carrot, you big fatty? Oh, I love you. Oh. She just dived in a tunnel. Oh well, I can love myself, I guess. So I hope you enjoyed. Like if you did, and let me know if you want to see any more of these learning how to do things videos, or how I could improve on them. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you very, very soon. Bye bye. Farewell. I don't know how to end these. Oh, I shouldn't have this on camera, should I? I think it might be quite a bit darker now, so we'll see. Take that out. Okay. Hi, how you doing? Smile the camera for a bit, so I don't look bored, because that's what happens if you don't smile in a video. Right,